What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Red Devils Africa podcast after what was a shocking display from Manchester United against Watford. Emotions are running high. Let's get straight into it. Moloto, what are your thoughts on today's game?
Wow. Like, where do you even start? Dismal performance. I think one of our worst performances in a long time. First half was extremely flat. Like, I can't think of anyone who had a good game. Yes, Rashford was running down the channel, but like nothing much than that. And then I thought it couldn't get any worse, but it did. And then De Gea, I don't know what's going on with De Gea because it's like a recurring mistake. So like, I just don't know what to think of this performance.
That is true. That is true. I am trying to hold back my emotions. There were a few players that I picked up on that had a decent game, but obviously today, in a general, was just such a shocking display. And I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm here now at the train station, looking where I can book my Ollie out ticket. I have never been Ollie out, but now I am officially announcing that I am Ollie out. This prat clown of a manager will not get us out of this trouble. Yeah, we don't have the good owners. Yeah, our club is run very badly, but this is no excuse. Have no excuse. Our players are not as bad as are not
Yeah.
as bad to lose to Watford. This is just absolutely shocking.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And like I keep trying to be optimistic and like saying we'll win because with the quality we have, you expect us to win. And like yes, I know the whole counter-attacking thing, but like if you're beating Man City, you must be able to get yourself up and beat a Watford, the bottom of the table. Like that's it's just mind-boggling. I
It
don't believe
is.
what just happened. I don't believe what just happened.
I think there's a lot of shock around the fan base, but not so much shock because we did predict a draw and possibly a loss, and that's exactly what has happened today,
Yeah. I
despite
thought we
all
win.
the good that has happened in the past.
Yeah.
It
It's
just seems that this team does not learn, and we as fans, we should have learned as well, and I think we have learned, and that's why I think I'm officially Ollie out. I don't think this guy is the one to do it. He's not going to lift the Premier League trophy. Heck, I don't see him lifting any trophy at this rate.
yeah. Like I want to agree with you. Just that I don't see it happening because with there's talks of a Haaland coming in, and like I feel like they're gonna go all through with those transfers because they've already started. But like tactics wise, it was so bad first half. The ball was just going side to side. We couldn't break down Watford,
It
and
was,
Watford, yes,
yeah.
they were quite attacking, but then they did leave a lot of players back, and like we just couldn't do anything about it. And what I noticed today, like when we went down, we didn't react. It was not usually there's a bit of reaction, like in the Sheffield game, but there was nothing. It was absolutely flat today.
And
I
it has
think,
had that stat that this season, that every time United go 1-0 down this season, we have not come back to win a game.
yeah, that's shocking. Even
But I
Mourinho
want
was
to,
better.
yeah, I want to talk about the first half. I seen, for me, to grab some positives. Martial was pretty decent, I thought today. We'll get on to that into the match ratings, but I thought that he should have had a few assists today.
Mm.
Lingard was very poor and all of that. But still, where do you stand on going forward? What would you do going forward now?
I know whatever I'm gonna say, Oda's not gonna do because like he's clearly shown us that he's incapable to learn from his mistakes. But I thought in the first few minutes, yeah, there was a bit of positivity. I feel like McTominay wasn't too bad. I thought Martial was way better in the last game. I thought he was trying to react to his critics. So I thought it might grow into something, but like it was just flat.
It was
Going
very
forward,
flat.
going forward, I think Pogba should play in the 10 because as much as we didn't come back, he did make a difference, and we could
It
see
did.
Pogba's quality in the few minutes that he played. We could see Pogba's quality, the one touch
Literally.
football, like everything he did in those few minutes, like Lingard hasn't done in pretty much the whole season. So I thought that should happen, but like, yeah, it's pretty worrying. It's worrying because it's gone to a point where you don't know what points are going to come from.
Yeah, I think I'm at this point as a fan that moving forward, I definitely want Ollie out now. I definitely want new owners.
Mm.
I'm even starting to become, maybe just the emotion, but I want to become ruthless when it comes to also the players. That yeah, I like Rashford, I like Greenwood and all of them, and I like Shaw, but we need more players now. I want the
Yeah.
left wing also. I want midfielders. I want everyone because it seems like even the players that we rely on are just not going to be good enough going forward. I don't know what are your thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not good enough in on every level of this club. management. It's been 6 years since we won a title. It's been 6 years since Sir Alex Ferguson has left, and they've had so much time to fix this, but they keep making the same mistakes because they don't care. It's simple as that. They don't care. And then the players, they're not fit to wear that shirt. A lot of those players aren't fit to wear the shirt because of one game they're playing okay, and the next game they're not, and it's just not on at Manchester United. It's not on. The club is broken from top to bottom, and like they've just sucked the spirit and the hope away from us because like you just don't know anymore.
We had top 4 in our hands. That should have been our goal. And I want to make this point that as United fans, I don't want our standards to drop. So if you think it's a bit negative and stuff, trust me, I don't want nothing but success for these players, the management, and this club. But now I think it's time to become ruthless and, not by one result, beating City, all of a sudden think there's hope and stuff. We can't be that naive. We need to, like at the beginning of the season before the season started, we were very ruthless. We knew what we wanted going through. And, a few results here and there switched our emotions. But now I want to go back, on a level mindset and think that this is just simply far, far from good enough. We played like relegation today. Watford, bottom of the league table, came out and completely thumped us today. Outclassed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, they completely lost the game. Like, even when we were trying to push and trying to score, like we couldn't. It was like they had the better players, which is absolutely scary. It's absolutely scary. So yeah, like this club hasn't been ruthless since Sir Alex Ferguson left. So I just don't see that happening. I think the ruthlessness has to come from us, the fans, because we're too apathetic towards this club.
I mean, I know some fans think that we don't have the power, but trust me, I believe that us fans, we do have the power. And, we need to stop fighting each other as fans and unite. Go with our name, Man United. We need to unite as fans and possibly do something. We cannot see our club fall this far down. It's becoming sad. It's becoming sad as fans.
Yeah, they've destroyed our club. And it's hard to look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because we know the bigger problems. I know it's the easier route to attack Ole, but like something has to give. We have to take a stand against the ownership of this club because it's been going on for way too long.
Yeah, because you look at the players are crap. You look at who trains the players, Ollie and the other coaches, Mike Phelan, Michael Carrick, they also crap. Then you look at the board who runs and assigns those coaches and stuff. They are even worse. It's just, it's a shambles top to bottom, like you said. But I think before we rant on for a bit too long, would you like to go straight into the player ratings?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Because we can also discuss more as we go through player by player. So we'll start at the back. David De Gea.
Yeah, wow. Absolutely insane. I feel like, I don't know what's going on with him. Like, his head is not into it. I don't know if he wants to leave again. I don't know what's going on with De Gea.
It looks like, the United shitness disease is spreading throughout the club. And De Gea has just been stumbling. And, it just looks like a player who was world-class, but is now struggling with confidence.
Yeah, for the longest time, he was our only world-class player. And he seemed to have that mentality to get us through. But, like, it's just gone.
And it seemed like he was one of the picks to be our leaders and captain. And now, ever since the armband was stripped from him, it seems like his head has also dropped. Like there's no incentive for him to play in this club. And I don't blame him. And I'm starting to not blame the players for what. Like if I was a Paul Pogba or David De Gea and I'm looking at this club's performance around me, I'm just thinking, what am I doing over here? What am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
So what would you give David De Gea? Obviously, he had fault for the first goal. Shambolic keeping. What would you rate him for today?
I really felt sorry for him, but like, there's just no room for that because of our situation, and you just can't do that. So I'm gonna give him a 4. It was a bad performance. A 4.
I think I'll agree. I think that was definitely. I think any goalkeeper should have dealt with that, despite De Gea being a world class. I don't. It looks like he's struggling for confidence, but I agree with the 4. All right, left back, Luke Shaw. I thought he had a decent game. I know he conceded 2 goals, and the team performance all today was a shambles. But going forward, Luke Shaw looked very good today. And there was 2 instances where he put in about 2-3 great crosses in, and there was just absolutely no one there for someone to score. But I thought he did a pretty good performance. What do you think?
Yeah, I swear Luke Shaw's no creative than Jesse Lingard. Like
that is true.
I'm not trying to go at Jesse Lingard, but Jesse Lingard does nothing. Yes, he runs around, makes space, but like there's so much more to a number 10 to that. But let me not bag on Jesse Lingard for now. I'm gonna give Luke Shaw. I think a 6 because I don't think he did anything spectacular, but I think he had a decent game.
Listen,
I think
yeah.
the results also clouds my rating, but I think I'll give him a 6.
Exactly. Yeah, individually, I would give Luke Shaw more, but because he did concede 2 goals, the whole team was a shambles. I think a 6 for Luke Shaw is
Yeah,
fair
I
enough,
think
and I think that's actually good.
yeah. I think him for the last few weeks, him and Lindelof have been our best defenders.
Yeah, for sure. And that brings us on to our next defender, Harry Maguire, captain, and he just doesn't look worth 80 million pounds. Like, oh my God, Harry is not a. I don't see him lead. Every time the ball comes to him, it just seems like he slows it down so much, and he, as a leader, sets the pace also. So now, because he's playing slow, other people around him, and he's showing them that slow down the pace, and I don't want to see that. And it was just shambolic. He was almost like he wasn't even there today.
Yeah,
What are
it's
your
bad.
thoughts?
It was bad. Like I don't think we have any of this. Like I think we have no. Yeah, Paul Pogba. I feel like he's the only captain material in that club, but I think he got the armband way too early, and like the pressure is just too much for him because he's been doing nothing. And like, have you noticed how many times he's gotten the ball from a cross but hasn't scored? And like he was
Exactly.
renowned.
Today he had a clear chance today, and he headed straight
Like,
towards the goalkeeper.
he was renowned for that at Leicester, but like he's done nothing. He was good until he got the armband. Ever since then, horrible.
It's been horrible. So what would you rate Maguire?
A 5. It was below average. A 5. He's conceded 2 goals.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Harry Maguire 4. I think, for him being a captain and him supposed to be a 80 million pound defender, that's just nowhere near what we paid for and what we expect from him. Especially you playing for Man United now. Not all due respect to Leicester, but come on, man, grow up.
Yeah.
Show some balls.
We were the club laughing at Liverpool for signing Van Dijk.
Exactly, and now look at us.
Like we're a joke. We're honestly a joke.
And then bringing us next to his centre-back pairing, Lindelof today. What are your thoughts?
He's been doing well, eh? Like, I feel like the results, it's been unfortunate what the results have been for him, but he's been doing well. I think he was our best defender today. Like, he didn't make too many mistakes. So, I'm tempted to give him a 7, but then I feel like maybe that's too much because he did concede 2 goals. So, I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Lindelof a 5 because I think he did concede 2 goals. He played very well. He's been definitely our best centre back between the two. So yeah, but I just don't see a 6. However, I thought personally, moving on, that our best defender, despite giving away the penalty today, was definitely Spider Wan-Bissaka. For me, he saved up so many chances. Like the one time Delafeu was running in 1-on-1 and he made the tackle. So I think if Wan-Bissaka didn't concede that penalty, he would have gotten like a 7. But that penalty basically killed the game, and that was it. Yeah. So I am a Wan-Bissaka fan, but I think I'm gonna give Wan-Bissaka personally today a 5.
Yeah, I think 5 is the right rating because he as much as there were good spells, he did concede the penalty.
Yeah,
and like he really needs to work on his attack and play. Like I know it's not his job. But if Ole's going to play him like that, he needs to welcome him because it's horrendous.
That's true.
But for the penalty, I'll give him a 5.
Yeah, no, I think honestly, if it wasn't for that penalty, he was going to have a high rating today. Didn't do much wrong besides that penalty, I felt.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the 2 centre defensive midfielders, let's start with Scott McTominay. You felt that he had a good game?
I don't know about good, but I think he had a decent 10 minutes, to be honest. I feel like for the first 10 minutes, he had energy, what he lacked in the last game. But after that, I just didn't see him. I just didn't see him in the game. Like, our midfield was poor. It was so horrible. I think it's the worst I've seen since Newcastle, to be honest. So, I'll have to give him like a 5. Some people might say that's harsh, but I didn't see what he did. So 5.
No. The irony is, I was watching today and I thought Scott McTominay was horse shit. Like, oh my God, he gave away the ball too many times. He was reckless early on, especially in that first half. And then I just didn't see him. He just disappeared. So I'm gonna give Scott McTominay, a 4 today. Absolutely shambles.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
And then moving on.
That makes sense. Our attackers were starved of opportunities. Martial tried,
which is nothing new. Moving on to Fred.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Fred?
I think it was the same, to be honest.
The same as
Like
Scott.
same. Like maybe slightly better because you're saying Scott was horrible, but like I just didn't see what he did. I just didn't see what he said, and it makes sense that our midfield was bad. Like I said, because like Rashford was having to pretty much take the ball and try and make chances, and Watford being so deep made that even harder. So oh.
I'm gonna be harsh on Rashford today, but we'll come to that. I thought Fred. I thought personally, I thought Fred was quite decent today. I felt like going forward he was good, going backwards he was good. I felt like there's just this negative mentality that
Yeah,
in this club that you have to pass sideways, you have to pass backwards, take
the
500
thing is,
touches before you release the ball. It's really frustrating and annoying. But I'm gonna give Fred today a 6.
yeah, and
I
like
thought he
this
was
whole thing
average.
of yeah, Karen.
No, I just thought he was a bit average in a poor
Yeah, I
man's
feel like
team today.
yeah, he's so negative with these midfielders, Ole. Like we don't make runs. If you watch Man City play, the runs the players make off the ball, do none of that. Like it's like when we're on the ball, players just stand still and just goes back and forth, and like no one knows what to do. They end up hitting a long ball, and like we concede the goal kick. So it's so bad. It's so
It's,
bad.
it's yeah, it is really frustrating. And then obviously, we'll move on to the center attacking mid who started Jesse Lingard. What are your thoughts on him?
Like I know he's going through some stuff, but like we can't defend that. We honestly can't. Like I just don't know what Jesse Lingard does for this team. I have no idea what it does for this team. When we play counter attacking, yeah, at least you could see a little runs here and there. But creativity wise, when Fred and McTominay aren't playing well, like Jesse Lingard can't help us with anything. He's just non-existent on the
It's
pitch.
almost like we're playing with 10 men.
Yeah, he should not be at this club. He should be
Exactly.
gone for some time now.
Somehow Schwed. So what are you going to give Lingard for today?
Oh,
4. Now, like you said, Lingard has been going through some stuff, but this is no excuse. This guy had 2 chances. Martial put him on through goal 2 times. One early on, and then the one where it was 1-on-1. But you initially, when we were speaking over the messages, you said it was a bit hard. But I thought that no matter who you are, you finish that chance. You go low on the ground or something. Especially when you're lacking for confidence. Don't try to
you
chip
don't
the
try
keeper,
to the
man.
keep.
Yeah,
What the
come
heck?
on. And I don't know about you, but as soon as Jesse Lingard was through on goal 1-on-1 there, I was like, oh fuck, he's gonna miss it. Out of everyone to go through, this Pratt here is gonna mess it up. And what does he
Uh,
do? 1-on-1, chips it, and I'm like, yeah, there's no ways. Over the bar, goal kick, and I was like, fuck me, guys. I was like,
yeah,
oh my.
I think we
But
all thought.
but yeah, I'm gonna give Lingard a freaking 2 today, non-existent. And the chances he did have, he did nothing with. Despite him having all these personal problems, that's the
Yeah,
club's fault. Leave him out the squad, fam. Let him
yeah, he
go
should.
somewhere. This guy should
Yeah,
not be playing for United. Even when everything's good and happy around him, get him out. Get him
yeah,
out, man.
yeah. No, it's insane. He should not be at this club.
Man
I
is
think
27.
yeah. I think he's proven time and time again that he just can't play at this level, and I don't know why we're delaying it. Actually, I do know why we're delaying it because he's great on social media.
Yep.
Because it's all about the bottom line. It's all about the money.
Yeah, yeah. And then let's move on to the right wing, Daniel James.
Yeah, James is tired. I
Yeah.
think it's as simple as that. Daniel James is tired. He's been playing game in, game out, and he's young. He just came from the championship. I don't think he's ready for the
He
position
wasn't
we're putting.
supposed to. I remember, like, this is what I want to go back to. As fans, before the season started off, all our minds, we knew what we expected. And then, moments of individual brilliance changes our mood so quickly. But we got to go back to the basics. James was brought in to make an impact off the bench. The kid is so tired. I love the kid. I love what he does. He's got the most energy. He's super fast. He's going to develop into a great player. But he really is tired. And, it's just like that United effect again on him. Lack of
Yeah,
depth, lack of signings, it's just all taking its toll. So I
yeah,
think, Dan James was very poor. I think he's the 5.
yeah. And to make it worse,
But I don't want to blame him for it, just to make
yeah,
it clear. Sorry for cutting you off. I don't want to blame James for it. I feel like he's been run into the ground by this team and the way the coaching is. But yes, you were going to say?
yeah, it happens to every player.
Yeah.
Sanchez, Falcao, we can go all day, but I feel like Greenwood's playing well. I don't get why when a player is off form
That's
and
the
there's a
thing.
player in position playing well, I get he's young, but like Mbappe was young, so I don't think that's an excuse. Bruno should be starting games, so James can reflect on his performances and improve. I mean, that's
And
the
just
whole
have a
point.
break also, Imagine we
Yeah.
could rotate these two consistently and
Like,
find a way to balance these two. It'll be so brilliant. But that just shows that us as fans can see this. But our clown prat of a manager can't see jack shit.
yeah, all is lost. Like, I think we hate to
I
say
love
it.
him. Club relation or not, dude, get out my club. I'm done with you. I tried being positive. I tried giving you this everything. I was singing only at the wheel first 3 months, but now, oh my god.
All
Let
is lost.
me run the freaking club. Let some other fan run this club, and we'll probably do a better job.
Wow. Yeah, so I think I'll give James a 5. Can I even give him a 5? Yeah, a 5.
Yeah,
5.
I did get subbed off.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the centre forward, Martial.
Yeah, I think he was our best attacker today. As much as he didn't really have much shot on target, the movement was great. He was actually a better midfield than all of our midfielders, which is frightening. So I think I'll give him. I can't give him a 7 because we lost and we didn't score any goals. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I think that's super fair. I think what this agenda of Martial has to stop. I thought he was freaking brilliant today. His hold up. He should have had 3 assists today. He put in 2 for Lingard and 1 for Rashford. But Rashford messed it up, and Lingard also, Pratt in the hat, messed it up
Yeah.
as well. But I think this agenda has to stop. I was listening even to the game and the commentator. I don't know who it was. What was his name? Andy Townsend, I think. I think Andy Townsend was commentating, and he was
Yeah,
just saying that how lazy Martial looks. He doesn't look up for it. And I was thinking, what crap is this? Rashford has
that's
been
what
shocking the whole game, but no one will say anything about him because he's an English guy from the youth, and he's Mr. United. That bullshit needs to stop.
Yeah, like in the last 5 minutes, Martial and Pablo were like the most productive because he moved
Yeah,
to the left, and you know how good his footwork is. Like
exactly. And
he's
then
brilliant.
when Oli, sorry to cut you off again, but when Oli moved
Yeah,
Martial on one of the wings, oh my, he was making mincemeat. I thought
yeah,
he was going to get a goal at some point, but obviously,
he-
we're just too
yeah.
shit.
Like ruined players' careers. I feel like Martial at Real Madrid would be one of the best strikers in the world by now.
Yeah,
Pogba would be miles ahead,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Which brings
Wow,
us on to the, Mr. United, Marcus Rashford.
the golden boy.
But what are you going to give? You said Martial, you're going to give him a 6, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm going to give Martial a 6 as well. But moving on to Marcus Rashford, Mr. Golden Boy himself, thinks he's Ronaldo. What are your thoughts on him today?
I think if I'm gonna give Martial a 6, I have to give him a 5 because he didn't really do much. He like take the ball and run at players, but like it wasn't effective today. I feel like it was even more effective in the last league game, which we drew. But today he was just running into nothing, into nowhere. So I think I'll give him a 5.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm starting to see with Rashford, Despite him being Mr. United's goal scoring, Mr. Positive as well. This guy's football IQ is non existent. All he
Yeah,
does is run on that wing, and he never, ever passes the ball. I know they're making these stats and these news about him having more goals than Ronaldo at this age, but this guy is no Ronaldo, and someone needs to tell him that. It's not
yeah,
to be blunt, not to cut his potential. He just needs to smack in the face of reality and grow up and see who he's playing for, what patch is on that freaking shirt. Because you are not Ronaldo, my friend. You will never be a Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm done with this agenda with the other non-English players getting it. You English players also need to start getting it.
yeah. It's absolute
I thought
rubbish.
Rashford was poor. I'm going to give Rashford a 4 today. Freaking running into no man's land, not getting his head up, taking shots from nowhere. He took a shot. I don't know if you've seen that free kick from like the corner flag, and he took a shot from there. That was just disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah, like I don't like defending the attacking players because I feel like they need to take the fault, but like our midfield is so shocking. I feel like with a better midfield, we're so much higher in the table. And I know that's been established, but like I just need to reiterate it because it is so bad. So
Yeah.
I feel like at a Man City, Rashford gets so many more opportunities because he's young. He still needs to
And that's the
learn.
thing. And that's the thing with the training coaches at Man City or at Liverpool. They would tell these guys, listen, this is how you're supposed to do. I know you're good. You want to go take shots from the swing, but look up. There's a pass available. There's always a easier option.
Yeah,
Developing that IQ. You look at Pep. Pep would have converted a Rashford's IQ into something
yeah,
madness. We've seen
yeah,
what he's done with Sterling, what he's done
yeah,
with like a Gabriel Jesus. We've seen what they do. We've seen what Pep and Klopp does with these younger players and how they nurture them. And I just don't see that with the United staff and Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, our technical team is just inept. It's so bad. I just don't know where to start.
Obviously, Oli brought on 3 substitutions. Let's start off with the least talkative point. Juan Mata, did you feel like he did anything really?
Yeah, Mata just needs to go.
But yeah, this just
Mata,
age. Like we said, we've got nothing against Mata. He's a brilliant guy.
He's an awesome guy, amazing guy. He does charity work, but like, that's not
Writes
gonna
a good
help.
blog. Writes a good blog. Doesn't help us though. Doesn't help me.
It
I would
won't
have win a
help us.
trophy.
Yeah, he's just done. He's
But
done.
yeah, I think Mata average 5. He didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Left for dead once again.
Yeah, it would have been fine with just 2 substitutes, honestly.
Yeah, and then it just shows again lack of depth on the squad.
Yeah.
Not having to bring on Mata won't do nothing for us.
Yeah.
And then moving on to Mason Greenwood.
I think it was a difficult game because I don't want to bag on him because he's been on form, but I think it was a very difficult game because they defended really well and like there was no service. So I'm not gonna blame him too much, but if you have to look at it objectively, I don't think it's his best game.
No, it's not his best game, but I felt like he did have a lack of service. He did have a shot where he also, isolated Lingard for trying to go over the keeper. I don't know if you've seen when Mason tried to chip it over the keeper and it went over as well.
Didn't want to say.
Pogba put in a brilliant ball. And he took it down amazingly, turned amazingly, and I expected him to put it in, but it was just one of those days at the office again.
Yeah.
And he is young, We have an 18-year-old in form trying to do that, and then we have a Jesse Lingard, personal problems at home, 27, freaking social media brand, chipping it over into the Watford stands.
Greenwood puts Jesse Lingard to shame.
Definitely, but they're 2 different positions, and I think that Greenwood needs to start, not just because he's in form, but I think Dan James definitely needs a rest.
Yeah. If Ola doesn't start him after this, like I just give up. I give up on this manager.
I mean, he probably won't start him because that's how clueless he is as a manager.
Yeah.
But
I understand making the same mistake over and over and over again. It's not working. Like, what are you trying to achieve?
That's why I'm now boarding the Oli out train now, guys. I bought my ticket. I'm Oli out.
Yeah, I understand
you. Can't beat the bottom of the league team, fam. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't play 4-2-3 attacking against bottom of the league team. Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm starting to agree with Goldbridge here. I just don't see the point anymore, really.
Yeah.
Because even Brendan Rodgers will fail at this club. We might play pretty football under Brendan Rodgers, but he will ultimately fail because the board just doesn't know what they're doing.
The thing is, though, if we had like a Brendan Rodgers or Poch or someone, at least, they have enough tactical, IQ to win us games like this against Watford. Maybe they won't beat the City or whatever now. But, we are losing games to teams we should not have no excuse to lose to.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm going to give Mason a 5, left for dead as well.
Yeah. The ratings of this for this game are shocking. I'll give him a 5 as well.
Yeah, and then coming on to the player we've been crying out. Well, I've been definitely as a fan crying out for, left for dead, Mr. Paul Pogba.
Yeah.
I thought he was freaking brilliant. I thought when he came on, he changed the game. That just shows what quality, what a quality player is like. And you look at the rest of this United squad, you're like, wow, he actually like, oh my god, we are this bad. When Pogba comes on, it just looks like what, different league, different caliber. And I thought Pogba did brilliantly. He had some shots. He had one shot where I thought it was going in. He didn't go in. He put on so many over the top through balls. He's just quality passes. He's our only creative brain there besides Mata, but Mata's old. And I thought, it's such a sad scenario to bring Paul Pogba on 2-0 down against Watford, a player who doesn't even want to be here. And what I'm starting to understand now from Paul Pogba, I'm Mr. Paul Pogba, so I might be biased here, but I'm understanding why Paul doesn't want to play for this United team anymore. I don't blame him. There's nothing for him to work with. They didn't build a team around him. They're not supporting him. And we also, as United, can't rely just on Paul Pogba, Just now he gets injured again, or if he does leave, then what? We're going to get relegated.
Yeah. Nah, I don't blame him either. I feel like Pogba is a world-class talent. He's absolutely amazing. Like, he came on and, like, the one-touch football just improved.
That's the thing. He's the one player... Sorry,
yeah, like...
But he's the one player who doesn't take a touch, Well, he does take a touch, but he moves that ball with quickness, and his football IQ is amazing. But yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, and the long balls, phew, they're freaking amazing. He makes it look like this is just another Tuesday.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
so
effortless.
good. Yeah. So I don't blame him for wanting to leave. I feel like part of me actually wants him to leave so he can
Yeah,
fulfill
that's a
his
sad thing.
career. Yeah.
Because I love Paul as a player and I don't want to see him fail. So
Yeah.
I don't. If Paul leaves, all the best to him. And I know for a fact, I know that's naive to say, but I feel like Paul will definitely become the one of the best midfielders the game has
I
ever
agree.
seen.
I agree. I think he's that good. I'll give him a 7. Some people
Yeah,
might think that's
I'm gonna
outrageous.
agree. I think
I
Paul
think
Pogba definitely gets a 7. Man of the
within
match
all
today,
that
which is so
mess,
sad.
yeah, within all that mess, he still had a good game, which is amazing. So I'll give him a 7.
Exactly. 3 months out of the game, had sickness, everyone bashing you, both club is split about you. You come on, you still a professional, you put in a 7 out of 10 performance. It just shows, I'm Paul Pogba still.
Yeah, I swear he was a man of the match, and he was only on for like what 20 minutes.
Yep, that's how bad it is. Our man of the match in United today was 20 minutes. He played
Yeah,
like 23 minutes.
yeah, it's awful.
So you think if Pogba is fit, he definitely comes straight into that Jesse Lingard role?
If he doesn't, then
If he doesn't, you might as well not watch United anymore.
yeah,
Just we might as well just go take Oli out as
yeah,
fans. Walk into the stadium, carry him out the field, put him in a dustbin, send him back to Norway.
yeah. But he has to start because
He has to start.
unlike
Yes.
Matt, he's not very slow, and he has the creativity, and yeah, that's what we need right now.
He's got a quality. He's got a goal in him. This
Yeah,
he's a big player. He's physical. He's tall. He's strong. He's not slow. He's pretty fast. He can finish. He can create. He's a dream player.
yeah, yeah. My biggest fear is that they're gonna be like, "Oh, he's back. We don't need to buy midfielders now because of Paul
That's the
Pogba."
thing. That's the thing. But
Getting
now
into
we as fans cannot see. We need to push this agenda somehow that this is just not good enough. We need signings. Like if we bring in an Erling Haaland, right? Because he's in the transfer news now and transfer rumors. I don't think he's going to fix anything. I honestly
you,
don't.
you want like he's to start. He doesn't work with the playing style. He's a big striker. Yes, he's not very slow, but then without a midfield and that type of player, we're just going to see another Lukaku. He's going to
Exactly.
be
And the thing
isolated.
is, if
Yeah,
people say he's not so slow, but he plays in a slower league than the Premier League. Come
fair.
Premier League time, you left for dead.
Yeah,
All of a
that's
sudden, you're
a good
looking miles
point.
behind the pace.
Yeah.
So
So
I don't rate him personally. I think he's a Poundland Lukaku as well.
I think he can grow into it, but like I feel like for the first few months without a good midfield, we might see another Lukaku. To be honest, without the
Exactly. If you have a player like a Lukaku, a big chunky striker who puts it in, you need someone to service him.
yeah, you need
It's not
balls.
like
You need
a
to
Rashford or Martial who can at least run halfway through the field and maybe do something.
yeah, yeah. I just
It's
don't
very
get it.
sad. It's very sad. So now, once again, let's give Oli Gunnar Solskjaer a rating today and what you thought of his performance as a manager today.
Can I give him a minus mark?
Yeah, feel free. I'm gonna give him a minus mark as well.
Yeah, -2.
I was
That's
gonna
big.
give him -2 as well. Let's
It
just
was
I
so
can't
bad.
agree. Like
Like
I'm
let's
sure. Yeah,
yeah,
you would say. Continue.
let's analyze his tactical play. Like we start the game against a team that's bottom of the league. They're obviously going to park the bus. The first thing you tell your players, move it quickly, side to side, through the middle, move off the ball. None of that. Absolutely none of that. So that's football basics. I'm not even a professional coach. I can realize that. So I don't know what Ole is thinking. I
That's
don't
the
know.
thing.
Is he like gonna force the counter attack to work? It doesn't work like that, mate.
That's the thing. And this is what I'm saying is that, yeah, we have problems in this club. Owners, players not wanting to be here. Other players are just not good enough. But if we do have a tactical, inept manager like a Poch or someone, we would not be having these results. Like Mourinho came in here with a shit team also, and he came second somehow. We are bashing him and stuff. But, little did we know, few months and years down the line, we are going to be crying.
I mean, Marino finished second. Second. I don't know how did it get worse in the second half. Like I don't understand that. How in the world did it get worse in the second half? What did Ole say to these players?
That's the thing. I don't even think Oli says anything. I think he goes in the board. Is like, listen, guys, game not over. Pick it up. Feel free to play your style. I'm like, well, that's what I think. This guy's just
Yeah,
Mr. Positive. These players need to put up their ass. Be like,
yeah,
listen, Rashford. I don't know who you think you fucking Ronaldo, my friend. there's a freaking player in that box. You're not good enough to take on those players one by one every single time. Maybe in the future, but for now, I'm not having it. You cross that ball in the box on the floor and you give someone a tap in, my friend. I
Yeah.
don't know who you think you are. And all these English pundits out there, freaking start taking shots at your Englishmen here. Not just Martial is crap, not just Pogba is a crap player, you know.
Yeah.
If the roles
They
were
won't.
reversed, if Marcus was called Mash Ronaldinho or something, you would be having the stick. You know,
Yeah.
if Martial was freaking Marcus, yeah, from England, he wouldn't be having as much stick. So this agenda needs to stop.
Yeah. And I think we see it the most earlier because Rio Ferdinand was all in arms about Mourinho being the wrong guy for the club. He said
Yep.
nothing now. It's all about give him time, give him time. Owen Hargreaves, I can name all these former players. We're just saying give
Michael
quality.
Owen, I can name them all. Michael Owen,
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs, all these English pundits, it's quite
rubbish.
sickening. It's rubbish. It's
rubbish.
absolutely rubbish.
Yeah. But I
And
guess he'll be exposed because he will eventually get the players, and then we will see
Yeah.
what he's made of.
And the thing is now, you Ollie out, I'm Ollie out. I'm sure many fans are Ollie out, especially after today. But we know this board is probably not going to sack Ollie. Like I said, that those 2 wins against Mourinho and Pep will probably save his job till the end of the season at least.
Yeah.
But my
Yeah,
question is, if the board doesn't change this manager, and you give Ollie another year and another transfer window, like, where's the evidence for us fans to see that there's going to be change? We're not learning. What do you learn from today's game against Watford? All I learned was that we actually in deeper shit than I thought, and we fucked. We fucked as a club.
Yeah, they just confirmed all our issues. All the things we've been saying or we've been crying about, they just confirmed them. We're just inept as a club. We're inept as a management, as a coaching staff. We have inept players. It's just bad.
And do you think now top 4 is gone? All hopes of top 4
I'll answer that after January.
after Jan? Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But the sad thing is, Mourinho came in to Tottenham now, and he's had less time with the team. And now they're playing Chelsea today, and I think they're gonna win. And I think Tottenham, they're gonna get top 4 now, and that just shows United let this man go, and he's just showing you flames now. Yeah, you beat him, but now look what has happened. This guy's got top 4, and he came in with like half the season gone. And where's Ollie and United standing?
Yeah, I feel like Mourinho is embarrassing Ed Woodward. He's showing the world that the problem was Ed Woodward and not me.
Yeah, and I think we as fans know this, but I want to see change. I want to see this Ollie. I want to see Ollie gone. I want to see more players. I don't care. I want to see players come in. I don't care if Rashford's spot gets taken off because we bring on just for off the top of my head, if we have to bring in a Ronaldo or someone. I don't care if Rashford's spot gets taken. I don't care if Martial's spot gets taken. If there's better players out there, they must come into that team. And I want to see change of ownership and everything, which is very unlikely. But we as fans need to stop fighting each other and unite.
Yeah, like it won't happen, eh? Like the only way we can get something is for vocal, and like we've clearly shown as United fans that we're extremely divided, which just makes things worse. So
yeah, because you get the guys who go to all the stadium games and they're like, nah, what do those fans there in South Africa who does a podcast know more about them? They're not real fans like us who come and watch the game, but like, come on. It's just the sad thing about football, and so
yeah, the future looks very dark.
It is very dark. And, it doesn't look like it's good times ahead of us for United.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much sums up everything. Again, thanks to everyone who's supporting the channel, liking the videos, commenting, subscribing. Please do leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We're trying to hit 20 subscribers. Follow us on our Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, Maloto, you want to say anything else?
Yeah, all I'll say is that I feel all your pain. All those United fans who are listening, I feel your pain. It's been like this for 6 years, and like we need to take a stand. We need to do something about this because this is our club. Like we suffer. All it doesn't. These players are multi-millionaires. They don't suffer.
Exactly. That's the thing. Lingard got paid £300 a week to go chip that ball into the stands. I could have done that.
Yeah. So we seriously need to take a stand here.
Yeah, and if anyone's wondering where Marcus is, he's on holiday. He will not be with us for probably a week, but we'll keep you company. And everyone, all thoughts and prayers go out to our boy Marcus, who's supposed to be relaxing and chilling. And he checked the score line, and let's just say he's not happy. He's quite depressed. But yeah, much love to Marcus, and yeah, I guess we'll check you in the next one.